Go for it. All right, guys, here's something very interesting I wanted to share with you guys. I'm in the process of cleaning the intake manifold. If you guys remember, there was catastrophic damage on that car. And therefore, I mean, when it blew up, it just sent metal everywhere. This is the belly pan of the intake. I mean, this is nothing, right? This is nothing compared to what I have taken out already in here. So you want to make sure you thoroughly clean. Anytime you buy a used intake manifold, you want to thoroughly clean it. And anytime an engine blows and you're going to reuse that intake manifold, you want to thoroughly clean it as well. Why? Well, that's because there's a lot of metal in here. Now, I've taken it all apart. I'm in the process of shoving rags through here, coming out the other side, just to get all the oil, as much oil out as I can before I start washing it. Now, we see here, we have these holes, right? This is like a channel in here. Now, there's no exit. The only exit for this channel, a lot of people might think that this is this. No, this is for the positive crankcase ventilation for the PCV. It's actually back here. You'll see this freeze plug, or this plug, right, is the channel that's in there. So, we can risk it and try and clean out as much as possible and potentially, look, there's a piece right there, and potentially risk blowing up our very expensive project that we got going on for somebody. Or we can just remove this plug, and you might have a hard time trying to find this plug, or you might just find it your first shot going to O'Reilly's. The point is, I recommend removing this. I'm going to remove this so then we can thoroughly clean in that channel and make sure there's no possibility of ever having any sort of anything in here. I mean, I want this thing spotless because then I have to spray paint it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pop this plug out and kind of show you guys what it looks deep in that channel. Even though you can somewhat see right here, right? Yeah, there's metal all up in there. And we got to get that out. We got to clean it out real good. So I took out this plug as I had mentioned. It's kind of hard to see in there, but it goes way deep in there. And there's a lot of metal in there. So what you're going to need, get yourself, is make sure you keep this plug that you remove. And you're going to take that to O'Reilly's or AutoZone and just match it up. And then whenever you're getting ready to finish this all washed up, as you can see, it has a lip right there where it bottoms out. Right there. So then you install this. You can put a little hopper, some hopper sealant, and then put it right back in there. And then bam, that should be good to go. So now the intake is ready to be cleaned. Well, washed, right? Degreased, washed, scrubbed. I mean, I'm going to go through it. And this is something that a lot of people wouldn't do, and it would cost them the engine. This is a very beautiful intake. I love the 6.1 intake. And if you port, I love how it has the belly pan, gives you access to the floor, allows you to port all this. Oh man, if this was ported, whoo, we'd be flowing some air. But hey, everything in due time. We're working with what we have. This is our budget. We're gonna keep going at it because this is the last step. Let me show you guys where I'm at, actually. Hemi, dame la mano. Siéntate. Dame esta mano. Esta mano. Gracias. Gracias, gracias. So I have the intake all apart. I washed it, degreased it. It's not 100% perfect, right? There's still some little dirty spots. I'm actually gonna wash it again here shortly because I sanded this surface flat with my sander, with my flat sander. Couple light passes just so in case if there's any warpage, you know, I can take care of it. What I wanted to show you guys was this hole here, the one I talked to you guys about. That hole. Cleaned it, degreased it, pressure washed it, all that. And finally, after all that, I got my magnet here. And I'm shoving it in there. And I'm just working it. Just working it back and forth, zigzag all over the place. I want to make sure we get every little piece of metal that's in here, oh, gone. This is the belly pans, you remember. It's all kinds of metal. It's disgusting. So I'm gonna rewash it, degrease it once again, and then I'm gonna mask it, and then we're gonna paint it. And then we're very close. We're very close to firing it up. This is one of the last things we have to do here. I'm so excited. There it is, guys. Where is that? Get off my intake. All right, we're good. Ooh, she looks beautiful. This is that plug. The only thing that's bugging me is that it's not perfectly level. It's kind of annoying. I got the fuel rail nice and clean, and I flushed everything out. I emptied out all the fuel from the car. Man, look how wet and glossy this looks. Looks really good. I'm very excited. Bam. Tomorrow. So today's Friday, February 2nd. Tomorrow, Saturday, February 3rd. This car is going to fire up, and tomorrow we're going to witness the first startup. Go for it.